Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. This is Bob Desmond over the Contrarian Trader, and we are going to go over our best stock charts for the coming week. The symbols we're going to be going over are Checkpoint Software, ICE Intercontinental Exchange, Mondelez, MDLZ, Microsoft, believe it or not, yes, Microsoft, LABU, and URA, which is the Globex Uranium ETF. So let's get to it first. Let's talk about a couple of trades that we took off last week. Our week was very, very strong, outstanding, in fact. We booked profits. This is on the website if you want to go check it out. We booked profits in BRZU. We booked a 73.41% profit on that trade. I'm going to go over the chart, why we bought it, why we exited, and why we may be buying back in on a pullback. The other position that we took off the table was Boeing. We booked a 40.44% profit on Boeing. Again, we'll talk about why we entered that trade and why we exited it when I bring up the charts. But before we get to the charts, folks, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, please share with a friend. And also, tomorrow night, Sunday night, we will be doing Sunday Night Futures Live. That's when truly the trading week begins. We want to be first out there going over the opening tick with you, discussing the futures action. And when you join us live, I go over stock chart requests. I go over member symbols first, and if we have a little bit of time left, I'll take requests from the audience. So join us again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evening. There's a link below to an email opt-in box. You will not be spammed. We will send out an alert to you 15 minutes prior to going live. If you're already on one of our email lists, don't enter your email address. You'll already be sent an alert. So don't enter it again, or else you get too many emails and you get upset. You think I'm spamming it. I'm not. I don't want to. So let's get to it. And I forgot to mention as I bring this up, we'll also be going over FIZZ, F-I-Z-Z. That was on our focus stock list last week, and it's still on our watch list. I really like it. I will be discussing that one as well. We're going to stay high level. I've already reviewed all of these symbols. If you're a member, go to the website. I do a deep dive not only on the weekly or monthly charts, but also the daily charts and where we want to enter the trade. I'm very specific about it. So I go over the scenarios of as to when we want to enter these trades. So go to the members area. You're watching the high level version right now. Go check it out. If you're not currently a member, sign up for the 14-day free trial offer and join us. Okay, let's get to it. So we'll begin first. We opened up Boeing first, so I guess we'll go with Boeing. And I spoke about Boeing way back. In fact, I posted a video on the YouTube channel about Boeing and the fact that back in December, I predicted that we would fall apart. We would break and break hard. Did I predict this level of sell-off? No, I did not. But we had a very, very bearish setup here. A head and shoulders setup, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's our neckline. We broke it in technically December, followed through in January, and the rest is history. We did buy it. Let's go to the weekly chart. The reason why we bought it was because we had broken out. The week of May the 18th, then we had a follow-through rally. I wanted to add more on a retest of this breakout point. It wasn't to be. The shares just ripped up higher last week. And on Thursday Night Stock Charts Live, I said, listen, I have a price target of between 190 and 200 on Boeing. I'm going to look to book profits. As it turned out, we got out around $204 per share. And the shares continued higher, but they did sell off late in the day. Let's go to a daily chart. So you see we sold off and sold off hard as we rallied up into the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. We had to book profits. I think we're going to pull back. And if we pull back, fill the gap, we'll be looking to re-enter Boeing as a longer-term investment, not just a trade. So I think there's more upside to be had here, but first, we're probably going to come in. The next trade we took off the table was BRZU. Now, BRZU is a leveraged ETF putting you long of Brazil. So I didn't want to get long of an international global ETF because of my disdain for communist China. I want no investment dollars whatsoever exposed to China. And we decided to go with BRZU first. Why? It's because it was so oversold. RSI was very oversold, but the RSI was beginning to hook up. Take a look at your stochastics. They were flatlined, dead, and we had also stopped going down. So we bought back here. We broke out, followed through the week thereafter. Last week, we moved up higher. I may have been a little bit premature with booking profits here, but we're up over 70%. So I said, let's make these profits real. We can always buy back in on a pullback. We got out very close to the highs of the session, so I'm satisfied with the trade. So it remains on our watch list. We'll look to get back involved at some point in time in the future when the setup is right. Now, as we proceed into the new trading week, we have up. These are some new stocks to our watch list. Weekly chart, CHKP. Again, folks, I go over these symbols in the members area in great detail. I go over the entry point of where I want to buy them. So if you're a member, go over and check it out. Don't waste your time on this video. If you want to be a member, go sign up. 14-day free trial offer. Go watch the deep dive video, the weekend commentary. It's posted in the website, members area. So CHKP, Checkpoint Software. What happened last week? Well, let's not begin there. Let's go with the prior week. We broke out the prior week on a bullish key reversal. Last week, we did a pullback, retested not just the breakout point in black, but the rising 200-period moving average. What did we do? Flashed a bullish key reversal. The only thing I don't like about this chart is that volume did not rise. A little bit of a concern. So we talk more about this and our entry point on the weekend commentary. Go check it out. But Chesapeake looking good. RSI rising. Stochastics are rising for the new coming week. The next chart up, again, new to our watch list, Intercontinental Exchange. We had broken out the week prior, last week, pullback, retest of weekly support. Stokes are rising. RSI rising. Volume above average. Outstanding. Love it. And again, with members, I went over our strategy for entering ICE and the other trades that we're about to discuss, as well as Checkpoint Software, CHKP. The next chart up, weekly chart, MDLZ. What can I say? We were in a downtrend channel. We now have broken out of this downtrend channel. Take a look at these Stokes. Higher lows, second higher low. RSI, higher low. And we're back above the 50 mark on both RSI and on Stokes. In all probability, we are going to break out on MDLZ. Again, we have a strategy for entering long of MDLZ. Volume last week, outstanding. Institutional accumulation. This is not mom and pop buying 100 shares. The next chart up, FIZZ, National Beverage Corp. We've been talking about this chart for the past 2 weeks, and frankly, I should have been long on Friday. I missed the boat on this one. I was just catching it over the weekend as I was doing my scans. So let me go back and check up on our focus stocks first. And sure enough, we had broken out. But I think there's more upside here. And in fact, I think I can get these shares at a lower price. If it doesn't come back down to us at our price target, I have a strategy for entering on a continuation move higher. So bullish reversal bar last week. We broke out above resistance. Stokes, outstanding. Higher lows, beautiful, hooking up. RSI, hooking up. Fabulous. Higher lows on Williams percentage R, double bottom setup. Love it. The next chart up. Now, there are going to be those out there that say, wait a minute, whoa. How is this stock on your watch list? You hypocrite, you. What are you talking about? You've spoken about Microsoft so bearishly in the past, and now you're looking to get long of Microsoft? How dare you come on these airs and do this to us? We've seen you. You've talked about the quarterly chart of Microsoft having RSI of 90.86. Is this no longer important? You've also spoken about the yearly chart, Bob, with RSI of 92.56. Is this no longer important? Of course it's important. Of course it's important. But this can go on until it ends, right? What the market is telling you right now, and it's telling me, as much as I want to short Microsoft, it's telling me I am wrong to do so. And I am not, despite the fact I'm a contrarian, I am not going to ignore the signals that the market is sending me and then go ahead and fight the trend. It's suicide. Now, what signals did the market send us about Microsoft last week? This is a weekly chart, and this is what we're concerned with. Yes, in the back of our mind, we know Microsoft is very, very overbought. Very overbought. Quarterly chart, yearly chart. No doubt about it. And when this goes, it's going to go and go really, really hard at some point in time in the future. But probably not next week. Okay? So what we're talking about is the here and the now and the action for next week. We're swing traders. So we're seeing, or we have seen, a breakout on a weekly basis. We are at the precipice of breaking out to new all-time highs. Now, the downside here, volume was not wonderful last week. So I'm cautious on Microsoft. However, I'm not going to ignore the setup. If we break out to new all-time highs, what don't we have above? That's what matters most. What don't we have above? And what we don't have above is overhead supply. It's clear blue skies. Nobody's sitting up there waiting to sell their 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 100,000 shares when they get made whole. So in all probability, you're going to see a gallop higher. It's probably going to get overbought on a daily and weekly basis, and there's a very good chance that that will be the end for Microsoft for quite some time. But it could last for a couple of weeks to a couple of months. For all I know, it could happen next Friday. I'm not that smart, but I'm open-minded, and I can adapt easily. So Microsoft, concerned longer term, short term, bullish. Can't argue it. And again, I go over it in great detail how we want to enter on the week ahead commentary. The last symbol we're going to discuss is a monthly chart. I've discussed this in the past, is the Globex Uranium ETF. Now, the reason why I like it is because we have been in a over a decade downtrend. But that's coming to an end, quite possibly. We flashed a bullish reversal bar in April. And that's when I started talking about it. The following month, May, we pulled back, did a retest of support. It held. What happened by the end of May? Bullish key reversal. We closed at the highs of the month. Fast forward to June. What do we have? New monthly highs. And the first closing price so far, it's a monthly chart, so the month's not over. We don't know if we're going to close above it by the end of the month. But at current, we have closed above the 20-period moving average on a monthly chart for the first time since April of 2019. So uranium looking really good. Again, I do a big deep dive into uranium, discussing the weekly chart and the daily chart on the week ahead commentary. Please join us there. If you're not currently a member, sign up for the 14-day free trial offer. If you're just getting to know me, please join us tomorrow night, Sunday Night Futures Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, get notified, and or enter your email address below where you'll get an alert. I'll send an email out to you if you're not currently on one of our email lists, and you'll be alerted 15 minutes to a half hour before we go live. I hope to see you there. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend, and be well.